We are doing the Numerology and Astrology for March 29th, 2022. If you add all those numbers together, you get the number 20. If you add the 2 and the 0 together, you get the number 2. The number 2 is the number of negative mind, critical mind. It's the number of duality and learning to recognize those things that are two-faced or have two sides. This number tends to operate from comparing rather than sharing. And if that is happening, that is an indicator that one has fallen into dualistic thinking. Humans like to group themselves together in a tribal fashion. It is an old system that puts us against some loosely defined them. Our world has suffered terribly because of that reality, and it's time to look past the demands of those in power to have us obey because we long to belong. This is where I point out that we need to see our hearts as bigger rather than smaller. I believe we are in a time when it is important to learn love in a more accepting and unconditional way in our greater world. This is not about intimate love, but as a global love for the planet and for all the life upon it. When we learn to accept others and stop trying to divide and conquer, the number 2, or attach and then hook others with our expectations, again the number 2, that is where we begin to learn that love is the greatest force in the universe, but love is not about what goes on in our head. It is about what we give from our heart. Those that live still only in their mind tend to operate from duality and see themselves as being right and another wrong, so that they can project blame onto another, while in reality they are trying to humiliate another to make themselves feel better. Real love promotes peace, not rage. Attachment is the anchor for rage and anger. Calm awareness allows us to perceive those things that have been hidden from us because of our biases. Love teaches us to find acceptance in what is without needing the actions of another to be what we want. Once we understand both of those, hopefully, we gain wisdom in ways that support us in taking actions that are for the greater good, not about personal satisfaction. And the astrology for today. The moon is finishing up facing the moon is in Aquarius and it is finishing up around facing into the harsh reality in front of us. So Aquarius makes you look forward and really look at things as they are rather than how you want them to be. But with the moon supporting Venus and Saturn, there are many new levels of commitment arising for all of us. As we let go of our infancy and begin to evolve past the illusions of safety from our past and merge into the bright yet complicated world that now exists, we also reach for a better expression of the human existence. There are many tests ahead, many trials yet to face, but with eyes and hearts wide open, we begin a new chapter that hopefully will lead us into a more promising world for everyone. Juno and Saturn will conjunct with the goddess Venus, and she seeks fairness and justice. Balance is the conversation and sharing with those that need is something essential, the goal. Our goal is to move from selfishness and more towards a more mature understanding that we are all in this together, whether we like it or not. Businesses start to turn away from so much profiteering and into promoting more harmony and peace within the workplace. Thoughtfulness is cultivated and material attachments become less interesting. While we are shifting in ways that are not completely clear, we are beginning. And that matters a lot in a world that was stuck and trying to drag us backwards. What history will say about this moment is unclear. What others see in the clear light of reflection will become something different than those of us living it now. Perhaps that is why I write. Expressing the ideas, thoughts, and feelings that arise in such a transitional time become important for others to relate to as they encounter their own moments of change. In sharing who we are at such times and where we decide to focus and why will become the roadmaps for a future where other souls seek peaceful coexistence over conflict. Thanks, everyone.